Have you ever wondered why some older men seem to effortlessly attract the attention of younger women, while others, no matter how hard they try, only push them away? You might think it's about money, status, or charm, but here's the truth. Younger women don't always hate older men. What they hate are the 7 unattractive habits that many older guys fall into without even realizing it. Now, before we dive into this eye-opening breakdown, let me ask you something important. Do you truly want to understand female psychology in a way that could change the course of your love life forever? Because if you do, then you're in the right place. Welcome to the Untroubled Stone, where we merge the wisdom of Stoicism with the realities of modern relationships. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, tap that like button, and stay with me until the very end, because I promise you, this video won't just entertain you, it will give you clarity, confidence, and power in your interactions with women. So let's begin the journey. Part 1. The Foundation. Why younger women react the way they do. To understand what younger women dislike about older men, we first need to step into their perspective. Imagine being in your mid-20s. The world feels wide open, full of possibility. You've got men your age chasing after you, full of energy and ambition. But then, an older man enters the picture. What do you notice? His calmness? His confidence? His maturity, or maybe his desperation? Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." You see, what women instantly pick up on, often unconsciously, is whether a man has power over himself or not. Younger women are hypersensitive to this. If an older man shows mastery over himself, she sees him as strong, attractive, and magnetic. But if he falls into the 7 bad habits we're about to explore, she sees him as weak, needy, and ultimately unattractive. So let's go through each habit one by one, through the lens of both psychology and Stoicism. Part 2. The 7 unattractive habits. 1. Trying too hard to be young. The first mistake many older men make is pretending to be something they're not. They dress like teenagers, use slang that doesn't suit them, chase trends that don't fit their stage of life. Younger women don't hate older men because of their age. They hate it when an older man is ashamed of his age. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." Age is not your enemy. Pretending to be younger than you are, that's your enemy. When a man accepts his age with dignity, he radiates authenticity. And authenticity, my friend, is magnetic. 2. Overcompensating with money. The second habit is leading with money. Yes, financial stability matters. But when an older man uses money as his main weapon to attract a younger woman, he sends a dangerous signal. I don't believe I have anything else to offer. Younger women can smell this from miles away. It's not generosity they hate. It's desperation disguised as generosity. Marcus Aurelius said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." If your value is only in your bank account, you've already lost the game. True attraction comes from character, not currency. 3. Talking down to her. Third habit, condescension. Some older men think wisdom automatically makes them superior. They lecture, they belittle, they constantly remind the woman how much more life experience they have. But here's the thing. No woman, young or old, wants to feel like she's in a classroom when she's on a date. Wisdom should be subtle. It should show in your actions, not your lectures. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Live your wisdom instead of throwing it in her face." 4. Neglecting physical presence. The fourth habit is letting the body go. Now let's be real. Aging naturally changes the body, but neglect is a choice. And nothing turns off a younger woman faster than a man who has abandoned his health. She doesn't need you to look like a 25-year-old athlete. What she needs is to see that you respect yourself enough to stay strong, disciplined, and energetic. Remember, in Stoicism, the body is seen as a temple for virtue. Marcus Aurelius endured cold winters, military campaigns, and endless hardship, yet he trained himself daily. He knew that strength of body supported strength of mind. So don't use age as an excuse. Use discipline as your advantage. 5. Oversharing insecurities. The fifth unattractive habit is constantly revealing insecurity. It might sound like this. Do you really like me? Am I too old for you? You'd probably rather be with someone younger, right? The moment you say these things, you've already lost her respect. Attraction dies the second insecurity dominates your words. Marcus Aurelius said, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. It's not your age that kills attraction, it's your reaction to it. When you obsess over your insecurities, you make them the center of the relationship. Instead, stay calm, centered, and confident." 6. Clinging too tightly. The sixth habit is possessiveness. Some older men fear that because a younger woman has options, she will leave them at any moment. This fear creates controlling, clingy, jealous behavior. But the irony? The tighter you hold, the faster she slips away. Stoicism teaches detachment, not in a cold way, but in a way that says, "I enjoy this moment, but I don't own this person." Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" The man who embraces freedom is far more attractive than the man who cages. 7. Losing purpose. Finally, the seventh and most destructive habit, losing purpose. Many older men, once they've achieved some stability, stop pursuing growth. They retire mentally, even if they're still working. They make the relationship their only source of meaning. But here's the truth. Women, especially younger women, are drawn to men who live for something bigger than romance. A mission, a calling, a fire that keeps them alive. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire while battling illness, war, and betrayal. Yet he wrote, "Stop whatever you're doing for a moment and ask yourself, am I afraid of death because I will not be able to do this anymore?" Life without purpose is death in disguise, and no woman wants to attach herself to a man who has already died inside. Part 3. Bringing it all together. So let's put this all together. Younger women don't hate older men. What they hate are these 7 habits. 1. Pretending to be young instead of embracing age. 2. Leading with money instead of character. First, talking down instead of showing wisdom. 4. Neglecting health instead of cultivating strength. 5. Revealing insecurity instead of radiating confidence. 6. Clinging instead of giving freedom. 7. Living without purpose instead of burning with mission. If you take these to heart, you won't just avoid unattractive habits, you'll embody the Stoic strength that Marcus Aurelius lived by, and that strength is timeless. Part 4, the closing story. Let me leave you with a story. There was once a Roman soldier, old enough to be considered past his prime, who marched beside men half his age. The younger soldiers watched him closely. Did he try to be like them? Did he complain about his aches? Did he boast about the past? No. He walked with steady steps, focused eyes, and a calm presence. When battles came, he did his duty. When evenings came, he spoke little, but when he did, his words carried weight. The young soldiers didn't just respect him, they admired him. Not because he was old, not because he was young, but because he was a man anchored in himself. That, my friend, is how you win respect. That is how you attract. And that is how you ensure that your age becomes your advantage, not your downfall. So the question is, which of these 7 habits will you work on starting today? Because transformation doesn't begin tomorrow. It begins the moment you decide to embody strength, wisdom, and self-mastery. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.